Yes, please. Yes.
This was an it is not magic, and for once all children were equal. All children, whether they were in public schools or private schools, they were all at home. And it tells you something. When all things are equal, you can see public school kids are also doing well. So we need the government to keep stepping up its efforts to make sure that the quality in public schools is improved, and that, you know, for instance, the scheme like the textbook scheme, where now nearly every child, every 2 children minimum, every child has a textbook. That has had a very big impact on the quality of education in public schools. Even where there are other gaps, you can see the children have the textbooks. So even if there are no teachers or the teachers are not as efficient, a child can read for themselves. So the government must keep doing what it is doing and keep improving. And when we are talking about improving, we listened to the cabinet secretary yesterday as he was releasing the results. And we noted that he was again emphasizing that all children, let parents not panic. We are discussing the top 15 years, but let us remember there were nearly 1.2 million children, and not all of them can get 400 marks. Every child, take heart. Do not feel that the country is making you feel like a failure. Every child has a Form 1 slot waiting for them. There is a desk. And for us in the private sector, we have 165,000 Form 1 slots waiting for students to come in. So if there are parents there who feel that the public school that they have been taken to is not worth it, or they decide they want to continue with the high quality, value-driven education that they have been having in primary schools, we welcome them to the private sector, secondary schools. For us, it is not about whether you got 400 or not. It is about values. And this is across the country. There is a private secondary school for you in every county. We have nearly 1,600 registered secondary schools with 165,000 slots. And this can go a long way to alleviate some of the pressure on infrastructure, the overcrowding in public schools.
Coronavirus is here to stay.
Yes.
It is not going anywhere.
It is not going anywhere. Education has invested in online learning. As you are aware, Kcpe does have an online, a very wide range of technology-driven education going on. They have radio lessons, they have TV lessons, they have online lessons. So the government has invested in itself. The problem is the other end, how able are parents to access this. So it is a very big discussion, the one of technology in education. And I'm pleased to say that with CBC, some of these issues are already being tackled, where we are seeing a lot more in use of technology in teaching, unlike in 844, for instance, where for most of us, you meet ICT properly when you go to secondary and you choose computer studies as a subject. But the issues of ICT and access are a very big discussion. This is being had in a multi-sectoral way. For us during the pandemic, we learned very quickly that a school can have ICT infrastructure, but the parents might not be able to even afford some of the infrastructure, laptops needed. So that's a discussion we need. We have asked that for educational purposes, right from primary schools all the way to university, we need to think about the VAT on educational devices. For instance, laptops for students should not be having VAT. This is a proposal we have made year in, year.
My name is Giovanni Wanjama. I'm a student at Alibad Primary School. I got a total of 426 marks in the Kcpe exam. All my hard work and believing in God has finally paid off. I can remember the days that I used to wake up. My teachers were always there with me. Our head teacher was always there to encourage us, and whenever we were in class, I used to focus. And I can now see the fruits because, as the Englishmen say, hard work never goes unrewarded. So now I can see the reward, and I would like to thank God because this success is not by my own working or by my own power. It is because He gave me the intelligence to do it. Thank you.
Maybe tell us what is your age and what is your dream career and which is the school that you want to go?
Yes. I would like to go to the Mango High School because that has been my dream school from the time I entered class 1. And after that, I would like to join a good university and take on a course on oncology, that is the treatment of cancer. Yes, because as you see, cancer is a ravaging disease that is taking over the world. Now I want to be one of the frontline helpers to help those who do not have those, because the doctors, they are very few in Kenya. You can find that the machines are not being used because the medical practitioners are very few. So I would like to be one of the frontliners to help the world. Thank you.